Afternoon students, today we will see second chapter for unit number 1, which is advanced operations on data frame. In that, first one is a pivoting means in that data frame is there. So in 11th class we have seen what is a data frame. So it is a two-dimensional data structure with columns of different types. It is just similar to the spreadsheet or SQL table or a dictionary of series objects. It is generally the most commonly used pandas object. Means we have seen data frame. Then comes to pivot. So pivot reshapes data and uses unique values from index or columns to form axis of the resulting data frame. Index is a column name to use to make new frames index. Columns is a column name to use to make a new frames column. Values is a column name to use for populating new data values. Next one is a pivot table. Pivot table is used to summarize and aggregate data inside data frame. In short, when we create data frame, when we want to arrange in the form of rows and columns, so there is use of a pivot. Pivot takes unique values, means it will not take duplicate values for showing. And pivot table means it is a summarizing or it is a aggregate data inside the data frame. Let us see what is the pivoting. So one example is there which contains 4 column: item, company, rupees and USD, that is US dollar. So it contains TVs to record, ACs to record, and the price is given. So it is a data frame. When we pivot it, it will get converted into company. So companies comes in a horizontally, LG, Sony, Videocon, and the items comes on a vertically, so which is a AC and the TV. And based on two companies, it will provide values of that specific AC and the TV. Next one is a pivoting data frame. So there are two functions available in Python for pivoting data frame. One is a pivot, second one is a pivot table. So this function is used to create a new derived table from existing data frame. It takes 3 arguments: index, columns and values. As a value for each of these parameters, we need to specify a column name in the original table. Then the pivot function will create a new table whose row and column indices are unique values of the respective parameters. Means in pivot it will avoid duplication of records or duplication of values. The cell values of the new table are taken from column given as a values parameter. So then next one, pivoting data frame. So let us see one example. From collections, import order dictionary. From pandas, import data frame, import pandas as PD, import numpy as NP. Then table is equal to order dictionary, so which contains values for item, then values for company, then values for rupees, and the values from a US dollar. So once you create this table, you just create data frame. So D is equal to data frame table, data of data frame, then print it. So when you print it, it will print as it is. Then P is equal to D dot pivot, index is equal to item. Now we have taken index as an item name, column as a company, and values as a rupees. And when you write it or when you display it, it will display like print P P dot index is equal to TV dot LG dot values. So you can see here what was the first one. So it will create a table, then we have pivoted that table. So one note is there, pivot create a new data frame or table whose columns are the unique values in company and whose rows are indexed with the unique values of item. The next one is a pivoting data frame. So now in previous example, we want to pivot the values of both rupees and US dollar. We will have to use pivot function in below manner. So D dot pivot, index is equal to item, columns is equal to company. So it will display as company LG, Sony, Videocon. Then in case of rupees, it will show 3 companies: In case of dollar, it will shows 3 companies. For item, we have taken item as a index. So index are AC and TV. For AC, we have two values. One is for LG, one is for Sony. For Videocon, we don't have value. That's why it has written NAN. Then in case of US dollar, it has value for LG and Sony. And for Videocon, it is a NAN. Then in case of TV, it has value for LG and Videocon. Then in case of US dollar also, it has value for LG and the Videocon. Next one, common mistake in pivoting. So let us see what type of common mistakes are there. Pivot method takes at least two column name as a parameter, the index and the columns name parameters. Now the problem is that what happens if you want to multiple rows with the same values for these columns. What will be the value of the corresponding cell in the pivoting table using pivot method? Let us see following diagram. So here 4 columns, item, company, rupees and US dollar. So it has 2 entries for TV, 3 entries for TV and 1 entry for AC. So when you pivot it, it will shows company LG, Sony, Videocon. AC, it shows NAN for LG. And for Sony it will shows value. For Videocon it will not show value. But in case of TV, there are two different values for rupees. So TV 12,000 or 15,000. So index contain duplicate entries cannot reshape, means when you have duplicate means here the item names are common but values are different. In such case what to do? Let us see downside. So there is a pivot table.